Yo, 1 second. Let me set the fucking vibe. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Pack Stacks, owner of Wise Rare Games, creator of a game called Bandits. You can grab that demo on Steam right here, right now. It's crazy to be able to say that, and I hope you guys like it. But that's not why you're here today. You're here because you saw this title and you want to talk about, you must want to make games by yourself or you would not have clicked this. So, this is not clickbait. We about to jump right in. If you know me, my name is Pax. I don't play with this bullshit, so we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to give you guys a presentation, as always, because I don't want y'all just staring, looking at me and shit and being like, the fuck. Let me make sure my audio is working real quick. Like, the fuck is this nigga on? Now we about to give y'all something to actually listen to, all right, and watch value. So love you guys. Let's jump right into it. So today, guys, we're gonna be talking about, nigga, how do you make indie games in 2023 alone? And that's something that's very interesting topic, because a lot of people are gonna tell you a lot of different things, and I can only speak from my experience so far. So let's go. Maybe. Okay. All right. So number one, nigga, we about to get into it. I've been waiting to talk about this. Number one, why are you doing indie development, right? That's the number one thing we have to talk about, bro, before we can even go further. There are 4 questions, but this is the first one. Why, nigga? Why are you doing it? Once you know why you're doing it, the other 3 are easy to answer, right? And there's nothing wrong. You can take the red pill or you can take the green pill, nigga. Whatever the fuck you want, bro. Like, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. You can take the red pill or the green pill, right? Let's talk about that. So first thing I want to say is there is nothing wrong with having money as a motivation for creating indie games, right? I'm gonna debunk that very quickly, because in the indie community, nigga, it's like a stigma. Everybody is like, bro, why don't, nigga, y'all want to be poor. Like, I'm not trying to be like that, but I'm just want to be real. Like, being poor is not it in the indie game community. Everybody's like, yo, they like to be like just bummy and making these platformer games. Again, my opinion, and there are people who make these platformer games who make a lot of bread, but if you do research, again, I'll tell you from the beginning, this is why I'm so supercharged. My why is bread, if you can't tell. And if that turns you off from me, like, I'm really sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck. I have a daughter. I have dreams and aspirations that involve, bringing in monetary gains from my dreams, bro. So, and I established that very early, and there are going to be people who are in your career like, bro, you want to make games for money? Just do something else. Why would I do that? Bro, that is so stupid when people are like, if you want to do it, like, I've never understood why people say, like, the people in success be like, if you're just doing this for money, just get out of the business. Bro, that is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. If every person did that, there would be nobody in business, bro. Stop telling people that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, stop telling people that. That's so dumb, okay? And there's nothing wrong with doing shit for fun, right? Now that we've established that, why do you want to do it, right? So if you want to make games for money, this is going to completely change the way that you make your games, why you make your games, the research you do behind your games, if you even do research, right? Because if you're doing some shit for fun, nigga, fuck it. Why do you need to do research if you're just doing some shit for fun? Why do you care what consumers want if you just do it for fun? There's nothing wrong with that. I make passion projects all the time. I also have projects that I'm working on for the direct purpose of making bread, bro. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm about to put my hair up, but there's nothing wrong with that, bro. On the flip side, if you just want to make games for the purposes of like fun and enjoyment, like that's your passion, fucking do that. And I'll talk about that later at the end, because passion is something that has to be integral to the entire circle. But in the beginning, you need to decide, right? Are you making games for money or for fun? And it can honestly be both. If you you can't, but you have to decide one in the beginning so that you're not hurt by the other one. So if you know going into it that shit, I'm just doing this shit for fun, bro. If I make some money, it's whatever. So then you can have a good attitude towards this money aspect. But if you're in that shit, I'm going into this for money, bro. Like, I'm not necessarily going to be, there's a difference between like fun and passion, right? And we'll talk about that, because it's like a marriage, bro. Like, you love your wife, but you're not happy every fucking day. Or you love your husband, or you love whoever you're like, you know what I'm saying? But you're not happy every fucking day, right? Because you didn't marry them for fun, right? This would be like love, right? You didn't marry them for money. I hope not. But if you marry them for love, you understand love is not fun, right? Fun and love are like 2 completely different things, and you have to understand that. And I wanted to spend the most brunt of this on this, because all this other shit matters, but this right here is the key, bro. Like, why are you doing this shit? that will let you know from the jump. If it's for fun, have fucking fun, bro. Make what you want to make, then don't hear what anybody else has to say. But if you want to make money sustainably, then stop listening to people who are not making money sustainably. And you might think, why would I listen to you? Bro, you don't gotta listen to me. I'm listening to people who are. That's why I fuck with Thomas Brush, I fuck with that nigga so fucking heavy, bro, because, and I feel like he gets a lot of rap because that dude is about his fucking bread. Niggas getting pub deals out the ass. My boy is getting paper, and people are like, oh man, he's a part-time dev. Why? Because he's not homeless? Because he's not making like little platformer games broke? Y'all got that shit ass backwards. I'm here to get y'all ass right, like for real, bro. This whole new generation of game developers, it's okay to get money in the indie community because we make good enough product. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Stop letting these bozo ass people tell you that it's wrong, okay? So now let's move on. You know your why. Either you're gonna make money or you're gonna do it for fun. Nothing wrong with either way, as long as you make a choice, right? So now you can answer these other 3 questions. Remember, this is the biggest one though. So what are you making, right? Oh, this is from my earlier presentation, but this is totally wrong. Don't disregard this completely. But what are you making, right? Like, what are you making? Is it an FPS? Is it a survival game? Is it an FPS survival game? Is it a fucking, bro, you know there are millions of games, but what are you making? Pick an idea and stick to it, right? Unless you are like a developing studio and like y'all just prototype hella games for the purpose of prototyping and getting publishing money, which that's dope. I've seen people do that. That's fucking amazing. But if that's not you and you're just trying to create this shit by yourself, what are you making? Just what is it? Pick it. And lately I've been doing a lot of like coin flipping because it's like binary, and I just got out of doing that. Now I'm just making my decisions because it's like that coin is not responsible, right? Even though it's like fate, like you need to make the choice. So ask yourself, what are you fucking making? Like, what are you making? And then if you once you decided why you're making it, right? If you're making it for money, it'll be like, all right, maybe I can do some research to see what games are the most profitable, like what is the most profitable on Steam, or what niche or what platform am I going for? What are the most profitable games on that platform? And not that you have to think that way, but if you're thinking about sustainability, money, and putting food on the table, yeah. But if you're like, man, what are some of the most fun games? Some of the most fun games may not be the most profitable. I can't remember what interview that was with. I think I watched it on Game Dev Unlocked, but it was talking about how, you know, games like GTA, Call of Duty, they're like the highest grossing games, but they also have like some of the highest complaint from like the fan base. And you look at like some indie games, or like everybody's all happy, honky dory, we love it. Those are some of the lowest grossing games as well. So you just have to decide, like, what are you making again, right? And then when are you making it, right? You have to put a fucking timeline together, bro. Like, how long is it gonna take you? When are you making it? Next week? Are you making it today? Are you making it right now? And then when are you going to be done, right? Like, when are you going to be done? And it's okay to not hit that date. Like, that's totally chill. Like, you do not have to hit that date, but you want to keep it as a thing in the forefront of your mind. Sorry. You want to keep it, what is this crap? You want to keep it at the forefront of your mind, thinking, all right, this is the date that I want to hit. And if you hit it, good. But everybody knows 9 times out of 10 in game development, a lot of those goals are always pushed back because we don't take into account how much work is actually needed. So when you think you're done, you are actually about 60% done. And then you are still only about 30% done when it comes to cleaning. I'm my daughter. But yeah, see, that's my why right there, nigga, because I'm going hard. I go hard, bro. That's why I fucking go hard. You know what I mean? That's my why. I should have said it at the beginning, but that's my why. Like, that's why I go so fucking hard. Y'all be like, damn, why does that nigga go so hard? That's why, okay? So now about you. When are you making this shit? When? Put a timeline on it and just do it. And now how? If you need the fucking videos on Unreal Engine versus Unity, go watch my last video. Just decide. You can use Godot. You can use, I don't even know, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, but like, bro, you can use whatever you want. Like, whatever you want. Make a game, just do it. So you decided why you're doing it. So let's put a combo. I am doing this for money, right? I'm doing this for the purposes of money. That's going to influence what I make. Go do some research. Okay, so I know that, let's say if these FPS games are the highest grossing game and I would like to make that. Cool. When are you going to make it? I'm going to make it over the next year and a half. Okay, bet. How are you going to do that? Now you can research and be like, all right, I need to make a game design document, and I'll make a whole nother video on that. But how are you going to do that? And that leads you to Google, YouTube, research, like game dev, indie game dev, devlogs, marketing. It's really a dark rabbit hole that you'll go down, but it's totally worth it if you want to do this by yourself, right? So, and at one point, and I will bring up to something I want to one point that I want to bring up right before we get to the end here is both require passion. And that's something I wanted to say from the jump, is like, it doesn't matter whether you're doing it for fun or for money. Both are going to require passion on those days when you don't want to complete what you started out to complete, right? On those days where you're like, bro, I'm talking to myself, because bro, I am one of the most complicated systems designers I know for myself, right? And so for me, I'm like, bro, when is enough, bro? Like, when is the system complete, bro? You know what I mean? And so, but in that, I set out from the beginning knowing I was making a complicated system for the purposes of, let's say for Bandits, that game is for funds, right? And I know at the end of it, once I'm complete, it's going to be a system that I really enjoy, and it's also for the purpose of giving customers a full-fledged experience. And when you go back to the why, right, I know that the passion that I have for game development, that's when that shit kicks in. Whether I was doing that for fun, just for my homies to play it, or for thousands to play it, or for one person to play it, you have to have that passion behind you that's going to drive you to continue to create on those days when you don't fucking feel like it. Okay, now I think finally one last thing I wanted to do was debunk something, is that you need a team connected like directly to you. And again, that depends on your why. And but I'm gonna get real shiesty here, because it's kind of like, yo, like, even when you think this is the thing, is when you have a publisher or when you have money of your own, right? Either way, you don't necessarily need anyone, right? And that's gonna get very dicey, because people are gonna be like, when you have a team, you can go further. And again, that's not necessarily true, bro, because like, if you have a team of money in your hand, then you can really go far, and none of those niggas like are directly connected to you. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's why it might drive you to hustle and make sure you have, you know, that extra 20 to 30K to use to promote your game, so that you don't gotta break nobody else but Steam off, right? And then that process may be longer, because now you have to find your own marketing resources, your own streamers, XYZ, right? But then if you decided from the beginning that your goal was to make a game for money, and you found that utilizing, right, and that we have to be very careful about, we say, you know, you found that utilizing a publisher is a great way to secure funding, right? You don't need that shit. And that's what we have to remember. You don't need that shit. You want that shit, right? Because every one of those persons on that team was once a person just doing fucking game dev, bro. Or people, think about all the people who honestly don't use publishers. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Now, you can get a publisher, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but I want you to understand, you can get, you don't need. Right? And when you decide you decided from the beginning that you are making a game that you are going to submit to a publisher. What about that says that you need them? Because whether you get it or not, what's wrong? What's wrong with, if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, you don't. It's going to make the process easier, and that depends again on what your why is, or what your definition of easier is. At the same time, it may make it a shit ton more complicated, because you don't know what's going to come from that. All you may see is money, or all you may see is the ability to just make games all the time. But have you considered if that's what you really want? And these are all choices that start from the beginning on your why. Like, why do you want to do this shit, right? Why? I just needed to debunk that idea that like you have to have a team connected to you. Like, you need people, like you need, no, bro, you can outsource so much shit through assets. And that's not necessarily you needing people, because if it's really that deep, bro, you will sit there, bullshit some shit on Photoshop, get in Blender, you'll figure it out, bro. But I don't want anybody to be like, your success is dependent upon another person, because that's bullshit. Your success is dependent upon the fucking work you put in, bro. And whether it's the difference, and that's a whole nother video, there's a difference between smart work and hard work. Because the rich motherfuckers, bro, are not working hard like that. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Them niggas are working smart. It's a huge difference. And it can be hard, but you gotta understand, bro, like there's a certain like thinking that you have to like be successful. And that's really what I'm trying to drive. A lot of this shit is psychology, you know what I mean? So I believe that's it, man. So like, take that with you and do what you will. I hope you go create a fucking indie game by yourself in 2023 and fucking kill it, because you can do that. Like, it's totally possible for you to do that, and I believe in you. Let me get out of here really quick. Yeah, it's totally possible for you to do that. You know what I mean? So you just gotta be like susceptible to the concept of being able to like do it. And I believe in you. So go do it, y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.